Hello and welcome. I'm Raghav, and in this session we are going to start learning Selenium Java. We are going to create a Selenium Java project from scratch. So I'm going to teach you everything from scratch. How do we set up Selenium Java project and how do we work with the project and everything. So we are going to start from very basics, very scratch, and we will go up step by step. So do not worry if you are a complete beginner. We will start everything from scratch, and I will tell you all the functionalities, features. I will show you all the demos and you can follow along with me with hands-on. So in this particular session we are going to set up the environment first. So we will first set up Java, and I'm going to show you this both on Windows and Mac operating system. So if you are using Windows or Mac, you can follow this, and also when we create our scripts, that you can again run on Windows, Mac, or even Linux operating system. Okay, so we will set up Java, we will set up Maven, we will then select a IDE. IDE is integrated development environment. This is the platform where we will create our project, we will write our scripts and run the scripts. Then we will create our first Selenium Java project, and then after that we will create our first test script, and then we will run it to see how do we use automation testing with Selenium. Okay, so this is what we are going to do, and I will show you all the demos and examples. And as I told you, if you are a complete beginner, do not worry, I'm going to start from scratch and step by step we will learn everything. And also, in case you do not know any programming or you do not know Java, you have never done programming, do not worry, I'm going to teach you everything in this session and in this series. If you know some programming, if you know basics of Java, it will be helpful and it will take you a long way. But even if you do not know, and if this is the first time you are learning Selenium and Java, do not worry, we will see everything in this session and in the series. Okay, and whenever you are stuck, if you face any issues, you can always let me know and I will always reply to you. And with this, let's get started. So these are the topics we are going to cover in this particular session. So let us first start with the environment setup, where we will set up Java, Maven, and the IDE. So step number one is we first have to check if Java is installed on the system. So let us first see on Windows. This is my Windows system and I have set up a very fresh Windows system. So it does not have anything already installed, so that I can show you everything from scratch. And here is my Mac system. So here also I will show you what all things are there and how you will get it. And here, just in case, if you already have some things already installed and you want to skip that, I will keep a timeline in the description of this video. So if you want to jump to topics, you can always use that timeline. Okay, so here first let us go to the command prompt and check on our Windows system if Java is installed. So I have pressed the Windows key and I am typing CMD to bring up the command prompt, and here I will say Java space hyphen version. So as of now, it is saying Java is not recognized. That means Java is not installed here. Also, let me do a right click here and I will increase the font size. I will go to fonts and let me keep it a little bigger font here so that it is easier for you. I hope now you can see it. So I will again type, or I can press the up arrow on my keyboard to go to the last command, and here I am not getting Java. Okay. If I go to my Mac system, I will have to open terminal. So I will press command plus space on my keyboard. It will bring up the spotlight search and I will start typing terminal and open the terminal. And here I will say Java space hyphen version and hit enter. And yes, here I can see Java is there. But let us check on our Windows system. Here we don't have Java. So next step is, if we don't have Java, we will install Java. Okay, and here I will show you how do we set up Java on Windows, and then we will also see how do we set up the environment variables, and then I will tell you if you are using Mac how to do it. So let us say here I am here on my Windows system and I will go to my browser. Let me exit from here. Let me exit from here and I will go to my browser and say download Java, and hit enter. And when I go here, you can see I'm getting all these links. This is download Java for Windows. This is the official Oracle website for Java download. So you can take it from anywhere where you can get the latest version or the version that you want for your operating system. Let me go to this latest one, which is from Oracle. And here you can see we have this Java 23, Java 21 and earlier versions also here. So you can see JDK. JDK is Java Development Kit. So you can get anyone from here. Let us say I go to JDK 23 and here we have Linux, Mac and Windows. So I will go to Windows, and here when I go to Windows, you can see here we have a installer, and then we also have a compressed archive. So you can, if you want to use an installer, like you want to run the installer and it will set up Java on your system, you can do that way. Or if you want to use the zipped folder, if you want to download the zipped folder and then set up it yourself, you can do that as well. So let me show you. I will get the zipped folder, which is this one. I will click here and you can see it has downloading here, and I will open it. So here it is. So in my downloads folder, it has come here. Okay. So first thing is I will unzip and keep at any location on my system. So let's say I will keep it in my C drive. I will go to C drive and I will go to program files, and here I'm going to create a new folder. You can press Control Shift plus N on your keyboard, or you can do a right click and say new folder here. So I will create a new folder and call it Java, and then I will go back to my downloads folder, and this I will say, do a right click and say extract all, and this I will extract in that folder. So I will say browse, go to C, program files, and I will select this folder, and then I will say extract. So after this gets extracted, we also have to set the environment variables, and only after that you will be able to use Java, or only after that Java will be available on the system. So let it extract, and yes, it is extracted. Okay, and if I see here, this is my JDK folder extracted here. If I open this, you can find all these folders, bin, conf, include, etc. Okay, now after this we have to set environment variables, and for Java we have to set two environment variables. One is Java underscore home, so we have to set this environment variable. Okay, and let me increase the font. Okay, and then we also have to update another variable called path. So this path variable will already be there. We don't have to delete anything, we don't have to touch anything which is already there, but just have to add the location of our Java bin folder. So let me show you how to do this. You can press the Windows key and start typing environment, and you will find this option to edit the system environment variables. You can go click here and then go to environment variables, and it will take you to this screen. Another way of going here is you can go to your my computer or this PC, do a right click and go to properties, and here also if you start typing environment, you will see option to edit your environment variables. Again, it will take you directly to this screen. Okay, so let me go here. So now here you will find two sections. This is the user environment variables for your user. Now I am logged into the system as administrator, therefore it is showing me administrator, and then these are the system variables. So if you have option permission to add update system variables, you can do it here. Otherwise you can do it for your user here, so both will work. So I'm doing it at this system variables section. So you can go here, click and start typing JAVA, and if it is already there, the Java home environment variables, it will take you there, but it is not there. So I will click on new and I will give the variable name, which is Java underscore home, and you have to name it this way only. It should be all in capital, and this is underscore here. There is no space, and then the variable value will be the location of your Java JDK folder. So this folder, which is C, program files, Java, and until here JDK, until this location you have to add it in your Java home environment variables. You can just copy it from here and add it here like this, or just to make sure that you don't make any mistakes, you can also click on browse directory here and then search your folder or browse to your folder, which is in my case C program files. So I will say, let me go to this PC and then C program files and then Java, and this is my JDK folder. Okay, and say OK, and it should come here. Okay, now next is the path. So path should already be there. You can start typing PATH. So as I start typing, you can see it has taken me here. It is also available for the particular user here. So I will go here. Now make sure that here you have to be very careful. Do not change anything. We just have to add a new entry. So go here and click on edit. And some entries or some rows are already here. Do not touch this. We will click on new, and here we have to add the location of our JDK bin folder. So we have to add location until the bin folder, which is this one. Okay, so you have to copy this location until the bin folder, and this is what we will give here in our click on new, and this is what we will give here. Okay, now one thing that you can do here is you can see until this part we have already given in our Java home environment variable. So if you want to refer it from there, and if you do not want to hard code this part, so you can say %% and give the name of the environment variable Java underscore home. So that means whatever value is there in Java underscore home variable will get referred here, and then \bin. Okay. Now in some very old Windows systems, this path environment variables is not shown in this way like in rows. It is a simple text box and everything is there in that text box. So it is like a simple text box where all the values are there separated by a semicolon. And if that is the case, this should not be there because it is very old Windows system. We used to do it like this. But if that is the case with you, what you do is do not delete or do not change anything which is already there. Just go to the end, give a semicolon, and again give the location of your JDK bin folder and save it. Okay, so this is done. I will say OK and OK. So close everything, and now let us go back to our command line or command prompt, and I will again say Java space hyphen version, and let us see. So this is showing me Java is now set up, and therefore it is showing me the version here. Now make sure that you close the earlier command prompt and open a new command prompt. Only after that you will be able to see this. If you run the same command Java space hyphen version on the earlier command prompt, it may not show you because it will be maintaining the old session. So after you have set up Java, after you have added the environment variables, close your command prompt if it is already open new command prompt, and then run this command. Okay, I can also say Java C space hyphen version, which is for Java compiler, and it is showing me Java compiler version as well. So because we have JDK and not JRE, we are also getting the compiler, so you can check this as well. So I will exit from here. Okay, Now in case you are using Mac operating system, you will go to your terminal. So as I have shown you, let me exit from here. I am pressing command plus space to bring up the spotlight search, and I will start typing terminal and open it, and then I will say java space hyphen version, and here I am having java setup. I can also check java c space hyphen version to check java compiler version, and it is also there. So in case you are not getting the java version, or you do not have the java setup on your Mac operating system, whether it is the Mac chip or the Intel chip, I will show you. So you can go on my website, which is automationstepbystep.com, and then if you go to, let me go to java. Yes, java is here. I have videos on how to set up java on Mac. So let me see. Yes, so see, these are the videos how to install or update java on Mac. And then I believe there are, yes, here is the video. You can see how to install java jdk on Mac OS and set java home variable. So this will be very handy for you. And then if you are using the Mac M1 M2 Apple chip, then you can also check this one, how to switch java version and set java home path on Mac OS M1 M2. So these will be very handy and very useful for you. I have explained the entire process along with how do we set up the environment variables and everything. So you can check this. Okay, and still if you face any issues, you can always let me know. Okay, so we are done with our java requirement. Now we have to select an IDE and setup. So we can use Eclipse, or you can also use IntelliJ or any IDE that you prefer. As of now, for this particular session, let me try using Eclipse. So I will go to my browser and say download Eclipse, and here it will take you to the Eclipse website. So it will take you here, that is the eclipse.org downloads. Now here you can go to download packages here, or yeah, I will go to download packages, and here it will take you to this page. So we will here select Eclipse IDE for enterprise Java and web developers, and here it is Eclipse IDE for Java developers. So this will be enough for us, Eclipse IDE for Java developers. So here you can select your operating system, whether it is Windows, Mac or Linux. So here I will select Windows, and also you can see these are the CPU architecture or processors. So it is 86, 64 or all this AMD. So this you can check if you go to your Windows and your system, you go to my computer or this PC, do a right click and go to properties, and here you can see the processor and everything. So here in my case it is a 64-bit operating system. Okay, so this is what most of us will be using, 64-bit operating system. And similarly, if you are using Mac, you can check the options for you. So here I'm going to go with this x86 64, and now here you can see we can directly do a download and then you can install it like a software, or you can just get the zip folder and then unzip and keep at any location on your system. So this is what I will be doing. I'm clicking on this zipped version, which will download the zipped folder here. So this is what I will get here, and once it is downloaded we will unzip and then we can keep at any location on the system. Now this will be similar in Mac. You can download the zip folder and then keep at any location on your system. So let me now open it. Okay, so it has come here. Now I want to keep it at, let us say I will go to my D drive and let me create a folder called Eclipse here. Okay, and this is where I will unzip it. So I will go back to my downloads folder, and here is my downloaded Eclipse zipped folder. Do a right click and I will say extract all, and here it will ask me where do you want to extract. So I will say browse and go to my D drive and Eclipse, select folder and say extract. So this will start the extraction process. It can take some time. So even if you download the installer for Eclipse, you can then just run the installer and that will install Eclipse on your system. Or otherwise, this is how we can just unzip the folder, and then the unzipped folder will have the Eclipse application that we can double click and start Eclipse on the system. Okay, so let's wait to get this process completed. Okay, so this is done now. And yes, if I go and check my folder here, you can see everything has come here. Okay, so this is our application Eclipse, and let me close everything else. So I will double click on this Eclipse to start Eclipse. So you can see this is now starting Eclipse IDE on the system. Okay, so here you can also see it asks us for the workspace you want to use. So if you want to continue with this default workspace, you can continue there. So all our projects will go to this particular workspace or this particular folder. So this is just a folder where all our projects and settings will go. But otherwise, if you want to use a different folder, you can do it. You can create a new folder or select any other folder. So in my case, I'm going to create a new folder here. In my D drive, I will create a new folder and call and name it projects. You can call it Eclipse projects or whatever you want to call it. And this is what I will select as the workspace for Eclipse. So I will say browse and go to my D drive, and this I will select here and say launch. So this will start the IDE. Okay, so this is starting the IDE here. Now just in case you are also completely new to Eclipse, do not worry, I am going to show you what all you can do, how you can set up everything and the different features and functionalities. But still, if you want to learn more, you can again go to my website, which is automationstepbystep.com, and here if you go under the IDEs and editors section, you can see there is a separate section for learning Eclipse and other editors and IDEs. So you can also check this if you want to. Now here I am getting a message here. I'll just say let's exclude this, and yes, we have got our Eclipse here. So here you can see the welcome page which has some documentation links. I will click on this hide button to hide it, and here we have got our Eclipse ready and we can now start creating our project here. So you can see here we can create a Java project, Maven project, and you can see all these menu. So we have file, new, and then edit, source, refactor, navigate, search, project, run, window, help. So I will tell you everything from scratch. So for now we have got our Eclipse ready, and the steps are going to remain same in case you are using Mac. So you can also again download the zip folder and start Eclipse on Mac as well. Okay, now before we start creating the project, we will also set up Maven on our system. And in Eclipse and most of the IDEs where we have option to create a Maven project, we already have the support for Maven within the IDE. But still, if you have to run any Maven command from your command prompt outside the IDE, we should have Maven installed, and it will be very, very useful and handy if you have Maven set up on your system if you are creating a Maven project. Now, why we are creating a Maven project, what is the advantage, I will tell you all this later once we create the project. So first let us see if Maven is installed, and otherwise we will install Maven. So again, I will go to the command prompt and I will run the command maven space hyphen version. So this says mvn is not recognized as an internal or external command. That means maven is not installed on this system. So let me first download maven. I will go to my browser and say download maven, and it will take us to this Apache Maven website, and this is the link maven.apache.org/download. So here you can see we should have JDK on our system, which we have already done. Okay, and now here you can see we can get the Maven from here. So here we have all these options. We can get the binary file archive, we can get the zip archive from here, and all these options are here. Now here you can see we have binary archives and then source archive. So we don't need source, we just need binary, and we can get this zip archive, and then we can unzip and keep at any location on the system, and then we have to set up the environment variables. So I will click here and this will start downloading, and we will get the zip folder for Apache Maven. Okay, and again I had created a video for Maven separately as well, just in case you want to check. So here under the build tools you can see Maven, and if you go here you can see how to install Maven on Windows and how to install Maven on Mac operating system. So just in case you want to check, if you're on Mac you can check this one, if you're on Windows you can check this one. In any case I'm going to show you this on Windows for now, and if you are using Mac you can refer this Mac video. Okay, so let me check if it is already done. I will go to my downloads folder, and yeah, it has come here. You can see it has already come here. So this is already done here. Okay, now again I can keep at any location on the system, so I can unzip and keep at any location. Again I will go to my D drive and let me again create a new folder here, and I will call it as Maven, and here is where I will extract my zipped folder for Maven. So I will go here, do a right click and say extract all, and I will say browse, go to my D drive and select this folder and say extract. So once we have extracted this, we will then set up the environment variables. Okay, so see it is extracted here. Now until here we have just extracted the folder, we have not set it up on our system, we have not set the environment variables. So if you go and again check mvn version, we are still not getting the response here. So we will have to again go to our environment variables. I'm pressing the Windows key and typing environment variable, and I'm getting this option. So I will go to environment variables, and again here if you start typing mav, if you already see some option for Maven home, it is okay. Otherwise you can create a new variable. I will say Maven home. So this is the variable name, Maven underscore home, everything in uppercase, and then here we have to give the location of our Maven folder. So again you can just copy paste, or you can click on browse directory and go to the folder. So it is in my D drive Maven, and here is Apache Maven. So make sure you have to give the location of the folder which has the all these folders bin, boot, conf inside it. So which is this one, Apache Maven. Okay, so I will say okay and say okay, and it has come here. Okay, so again if I show you, if I go to my D Maven, so this is the folder, this is the folder location that you have to give in your Maven home environment variable. Now sometimes in some users also give another variable, they create another variable. So we have created Maven home. They also sometimes create a variable called m2 home, but that should not be required. Let us first check with Maven home should be enough. So once we have done this, we will also add this in path environment variable. So start typing path and you can see it is here. So make sure you don't change anything. You will be just have to edit and add another entry for the Maven folder until the bin folder. So until this folder, Maven bin, we have to give in path environment variables. So I will click on new and give this location of Maven bin folder. And again, if you don't want to hard code this part and you want, this can be referred from the Maven home environment variable because we have already given that there. So you can say percentage and give the variable name, which is Maven underscore home, and then \bin, like we had done for Java home. Okay. So okay. You can close all this and then go to the command line. Now this is the older command line that we earlier checked. So if I go here and I am pressing the up arrow on my keyboard to go to the last command, and I will run this, and you can see it is still not recognizing this command because it is maintaining the old session. So I will exit from here and open a new command prompt, and now I will say Maven space hyphen version, and you can now see Maven is now set up on our system. Okay, so we have done on Windows, and for Mac you can check this video. Alright, so Maven is done. Now next step is, so we have done Maven and we have already set this Maven home and we have checked Maven is there. So this completes our requirement setup. We need Java JDK, which we have done. We need Maven, which we have done, and we also need some IDE, and we have also done that. So now we are ready to start with our project. So make sure that you have done all these steps. If you want, you can also take a screenshot of the screen so that you know these are the steps we have to do. And after this, let us now see how do we create the project, how do we create and set up all the libraries, and then create project and then run the project or run our scripts. So here step number 1 is we will open Eclipse and create a new Maven project. Just in case you are using any other IDE, you can use that and create a Maven project. And as I told you, I will tell you why we are creating a Maven project in a moment. Once we have done that, once we have created the project, I will tell you. So let us go to our Eclipse now. And it is already there. So I will expand this. Okay, so here I'm already getting an option to create a Maven project, but you can go to File, go to the top menu, File, New, and you should get a option to create a Maven project here. Just in case you do not find this option here, you can go to Other, and when you start typing Maven, you will see option for Maven project here. Okay, so let me just go directly from here, File, New, and Maven project. Okay, now here you can click on create a simple project, which will skip archetype selection, and then click on next. So once you click on next, we have to give some of these options here. We have to fill all these things. So for group ID, I can say com.selenium.framework. Now do not worry on all these things. I will tell you about this. Let us just give this. Even if you want to give something else, this should work. This is generally what we give in group ID. We say com dot and we give some the name of the platform or the tool, and then what this is, framework. So this is very handy and useful. Okay, then artifact ID, you can give any name. This will be the project name. So I'm saying Selenium automation. Okay, and then version, you can keep it as it is, whatever is the version, or if you want to give 1.0 or something, you can give it like this. I will say 1.0. Okay, and then we will click on finish. So you can just leave rest of the things as it is and click on finish. Okay, you can see the project has come here, and here you can see there are some issues coming. could not calculate build plan, plugin, all these things. So what we will do is, let us first, you can expand the project. Now you can see here I'm getting a package explorer. You may be getting a project explorer here. So just in case you want to see the project explorer or package explorer, you can go to window and show view, and here you can see we have package explorer here. We also have project explorer. So let's say I say project explorer, it will show you here, and you can also dock it anywhere you want to. So let's say if I want to dock it here, I can dock it like this or anything you want to. So it will show you in a different view. So I just want to go with package explorer, so I'll just close this one here. Okay, now if you expand this project, you can see our pom.xml file has some issues, therefore it is showing this cross mark, a red cross here. So if you go here and check, hover over this and check what is the issue. So some issues are here. Generally, if we change this HTTP to HTTPS, it may go away. Let us just try. And I'm just trying. We'll have to troubleshoot and check if this is what it is asking for or something different. No, it is still there. So let us first do one thing. Let us do before we do any dependencies, I will run the command mvn clean install from the command line. So I will go to my command prompt, open the command prompt, and first we have to go to the location of this folder, which is Selenium automation. And if you remember, this project will go in the workspace which we have created in our D drive. So in my case, I have created a D drive and then created a folder called projects, and now you can see our Selenium automation project is here. So this is the location where we have to go in our command line. So by default, command prompt is on C drive. So first I will have to change the drive because my folder is on D drive. So I will say D colon. If your folder is on C drive itself, you will not have to change it. So I will say D colon, and you can see it has changed the drive. And now I will say CD. CD means change directory space and the location of the folder, which is this one. So I'll copy and paste here. I am just doing a right click to paste and say enter, and you can see now it has come here. A shortcut on Windows is, if I want to open command line on this particular folder, I will just go here and on this address bar I will say cmd and press enter, and you can see it has opened the command prompt on that particular location itself. So you can do this way as well. Okay, so now I will say mvn clean install. Let us see if this fixes the issue, and I will also get to see if there are any problems. So until now it is running fine. Okay, so it says build success. Let me go back to my Eclipse and I will go to project and say, let us say clean. Okay, I'm still getting some issue. So here it is saying plugin execution not covered here. So let us see, you can search it on Google. Okay, I will copy this and I can say, I can just search it here. You can also go to some AI tools like ChatGPT, and I can say here, so I'm on ChatGPT here. I can say here, I created a Maven project in Eclipse getting this exception, and I will copy this and hit enter. Okay. So you can see it is showing me this error occurs because Eclipse is enforcing its Maven integration rules and does not recognize the life cycle mapping. So here one solution is, we will update our pom.xml to include all these sections. Okay, other is we can go to Eclipse Marketplace and install this plugin, or we can ignore this warning by going to Windows Preferences. Let us see what does Stack Overflow say. So this is what we are seeing, and here you can see these are the options. Okay, so let me try using the this option, this code, this build section where we are getting this plugin. So I will go here, and just before the end tag for projects I will add this and save. And yes, you can see it has removed the error. We are getting some warnings, which is okay for now. If there is anything, we will check later. But yes, this is done. And this is how you troubleshoot the different options or different things. You can copy the message, check on Google, or check on these AI tools like ChatGPT, etc. You will always be able to troubleshoot and fix this. Otherwise, you can always let me know. Okay, so this is done. Let me see if I remove the HTTP S to HTTP, if will it make any difference. Yeah, it is throwing error without that. So let me just change it back to HTTPS. Okay, so this is done. Also, if you want, you can run another command from your command line, the Maven command called mvn eclipse eclipse, just to make sure we do not see any issues with our Eclipse Maven project. So it is all running fine until now. Okay, everything is okay, and I will go back to my Eclipse and also go to project and say clean, and it's okay. Okay, so we have done step number 1. Now we will add the Selenium dependencies to our pom.xml file. So this is our pom.xml file. Okay, and here whatever libraries we want to use in our project, whether it is Selenium or later on we may be adding some more libraries, we just have to add the dependency here, and we don't have to make any changes. We don't have to download anything manually. We don't have to update anything manually. So let me show you. What we are going to do is just go to your browser and say go to search for Maven repository, and here is Maven repository, and go here. So here you will see all the Maven libraries, and search for Selenium Java. Okay, and you can see we have got our Selenium Java here. So go here. This should be coming from org.seleniumhq.selenium. Okay, and you can see this is the latest version at the time of recording this video. So you can use whatever latest stable version is available at your time. I will click here, and you can see at the bottom we get the Maven dependency that we can use in our project. We also see Gradle dependencies and others. I'll go to Maven and just copy this and go back to my project, go to pom.xml file, and then we will create a dependencies section. Okay, so I will say dependencies. If it is not already there, you can create it. Okay, and within this, between these dependencies start and end tag, I will paste the Selenium dependency like this and save it. So you can just see as of now we don't have any Maven libraries, we don't have any other libraries in this project. You can see here we don't have anything here, but as I will save it, you will see it will automatically download all the required Selenium dependencies and everything here. Okay, okay, so make sure that you have saved it, and also you can just let me clean the project and check everything is okay or not. Okay, so let me check if we have any other dependency tag. Okay, so this is fine. Also, let me check here. Okay, this looks okay, but there is a red mark here, so you can go to problems here and check what are the problems. Missing artifact selenium. Okay, so let me again just see if I remove this https to http, will it make any difference? No, it is increasing the errors. So let me make it https only. All right, so this is fine. Okay, now here one more thing that you can do is, which will be very handy for you whenever you are creating a Selenium project. You can go to the official Selenium website, which is Selenium. If you just search for Selenium, you will see this Selenium dev. This is the official website for Selenium. And here, if you go to documentation, and you can see here, you can see all the documentation and snippets as well. So in this particular session and in this series, I'm going to work in close association with the official Selenium documentation, and it will help you. So whenever you are creating your Selenium project, you can check the latest documentation, the latest scripts at your time, and it will be very handy for you. And also it will help to keep this session and this lecture relevant for a long time. So okay, so if I go to this overview, and here if I see components, okay, I will go to WebDriver and getting started and install library. Yes, so you can see here we have got this Maven dependency that we have to use for Selenium to getting the Selenium libraries. And if I see the full example on GitHub, you can see this is how it should look like. Okay, so these are the Selenium dependencies. So this is what we need. I will take this one. Okay, and or let me try getting this entire thing just to check if this will make any changes. I will remove the things which I don't need for now. Let me take this entire thing here. Okay, and here I will not need repositories for now. In the dependencies, let me just keep Selenium Java for now, and I'm going to remove all the other things. Selenium grid is here, then JUnit I will take later, Selenium logger also maybe later. Okay, and then in the build plugins, let me check this. Or let me just take this one, Selenium Java, copy from here and paste it here. Now here I will also press let me check. I will auto indent, Control A to select everything and Control Shift and F key, so it will correct the indentation. And here you can see we can either refer the Selenium version from a variable, or I can give it directly here. Let me see, the version we are using is 4.27.0, or just in case let me check if there is another version that I can check. uh, 4.27.0 or 4.26.0, 4.26.0, and save it. I will go to my command line and first I'm typing CLS to clear the screen, and I'm typing up arrow just to do a Maven clean install of this project. Okay, so everything looks okay here. I will say project clean. You can also try to close the project and open again, or I'll go to project, or I'll just let me restart Eclipse just to make sure that we start fresh. Okay, so we have got this here. Okay, I can also try to update the Maven project. Do a right click on the project here, and you will find an option for Maven, and I will say update project, and let me say okay. So you can see the progress here, and yes, looks like this has worked, and now we don't have any errors. Okay, so this has worked. So you can also try this. Whenever you have this, you can always do a right click on the project from the package explorer, do a right click on the project and go to Maven and update project. You can also try force update if it is not happening, but should work. Okay, so we are done with this. We have added the Selenium dependencies, and now if you see, let me increase the font size. You can go to Windows, Preferences, and General, Editors, Text Editors, and Colors and Fonts, Edit. I will say use a font called Consolas, which will be good, and let me use a bigger font. Okay, so now I think it should be clear. Okay, so this is our Maven. Okay, and here I will double click here to show in a full window. Okay, so now you can see whenever we have to add any library to our project, we just have to add a Maven dependency like this, and we just have to save our project. It will download all the necessary files, libraries, whatever is needed, and it will take care of everything. And suppose tomorrow if I want to change this Selenium Java version, I will not have to go inside my project, inside my libraries, inside the resources, or change anything, remove anything, or add new things. I will just have to change the version here and save the project. It will remove the older libraries and add the new libraries, and this will happen for any library, any dependency I need. And it will also give us some Maven commands to run our project, so it will make our project very handy and very useful. The updates, the maintenance will be very useful. And you can also check here, if I go to your library section in the project, you can find all the libraries we are using in this project. Okay, I think this is a very big font. Let me again just go back to the fonts. I will go to colors and fonts, edit. Maybe this should be enough. Alright, so now once we have added Selenium dependencies, we have got all the required libraries that we have to work with our project for Selenium. And now You can also add Selenium manager dependency. So if I just go and check for Selenium manager, so here is Selenium manager. Again, it should be coming from org.seleniumhq.selenium, and you can see here is the latest dependencies for Selenium manager. I can copy it from here, and this will help us to get the browser executables. So earlier when we used to work with Selenium, we had to get the browser executable file separately for Chrome, for Firefox, and for other browsers, and then there we had a library called WebDriver Manager which helped us for this. But now we have a Selenium official Selenium manager. So this is what we can add to our project as well, this dependency. Again, within the dependencies tag you can add this like this. Okay, and if you want to correct the font, correct the indentation, you can select everything and press Ctrl Shift and F key on the keyboard. Okay, again you just have to save your project and it will take care of all the downloading of all the libraries. Okay, now just in case if you see something like this error, source folder is not a Java project, you can run this command mvn eclipse. But for now, let us first go and create a new Java class. So I will go to my src main Java folder. So you can see we have src main Java here. Okay, and I will do a right click here, and first I can create a new let us say package here, and I will call it as test. And within this I'm going to create a new Java class. So I will do a right click here, say new, and if you find class option here it's good, otherwise you can go to other and search for class. I will say class, and I will call it my first test. Okay, and say finish. So you can see it has come here. Now in Java, all the code we write is within the class tags, class brackets. So we start by public class and the class name, and then we have a start curly bracket and a close curly bracket, and all the code will go inside this curly brackets. Okay, so this is what we have done, and now we can add script to run a Selenium test. Now here, to add a script, let me again go to the official Selenium documentation, and this is what I will also refer, so that it will be very handy and useful for you. Whenever you want to refer, you can always check the latest examples and scripts. So I'm here in the selenium.dev/documentation, and in the overview you can see we have got this snippet here. You can check for Java. We also have for Python, C#, Ruby, JavaScript, and Kotlin. I will go to Java, and here I'm just going to copy this thing. Okay, I have already created the class, so I'm not going to create the class again, and I will not use this name because I have already created my class called first test. I'm just going to get this 3 lines: WebDriver, driver, new Chrome driver, and this and this. Okay, and you can also see this is all this is in a function called main. So main function is the starting point for a Java program, and when we learn more how do we set up our how do we design our framework, we will see how can we do it even without a main function, although main will every time be used internally. But for now I can say main and then press command space on my keyboard. I am pressing command plus space bar, and you can see here it will give me option for a main function. Let me see. Yes, you can see it is main method. I will click this and you can see it has auto completed the declaration for the main method. So we always create a main method in the starting, and now this is what I will use here. Now do not worry about these scripts. I will tell you each and every script what it is doing and how it is doing. So here we are seeing WebDriver, driver equals new Chrome driver, and you can see here we are getting some red lines so that means it is not declared or we do not have imported this. If you hover over this, it is saying that do you want to create a class WebDriver or do you want to all these options, but I have to import it. So you can see here are the import statements. I can either copy this and paste it just before the declaration of the class, and after you see this package declaration, you can do it like this and save it. Okay, here we are again getting some option, so that means it is not taking it from our pom.xml. Let us go back and check. So we have got our Selenium Java dependency. Okay, let me just comment this out. Selenium manager, I'm selecting everything and pressing command control plus let me see if I can comment it like this. Yeah, I have pressed control shift plus / on my keyboard to comment this, and I will save this. Let me see if everything is okay. If I say import org dot, okay, somehow it is not taking my Selenium dependency. Let me again go and check, or let me just again try to clean and update the project. I will do a right click on the project Maven and I'll say update project, and I will also clean it. I'll go to my command line and maybe I will run mv and clean install again. So this is working fine until now. Yeah, you can see some compilation failure. There is a issue here, fail to execute call, this one, default compile on project selenium-automation. Okay, this is the problem. Okay, so let us check this. You can search for this online as well. Okay, I'll just check this in my pom.xml. I'll uncomment this one. Okay, and okay, some issue here. I just remove this HTTPS and I will go back to my first test and let me see. I will also add this import statement. I will again check with mv and clean install. So this time it is success. So I will go back to my project and I will do a project clean, and also I will update my Maven project. Do a right click on the project Maven and update project. Okay, now Okay, I believe I have done some mistake while setting up this pom.xml. Let me check with one of my earlier project when I tried sometime earlier. I have that pom.xml data here. Yes, this is the one. Let me just try to use this and check. I'm just going to replace everything with this. I will copy this, and in my pom.xml I'm pasting this, and let me save and check. And yes, looks like everything is gone. You can see pom.xml is also fine, and my first test.java is also fine. So let me show you this. You can see here is a very simple pom.xml. This is what it is. I will show you this complete thing here. This is what it looks like now. Okay, and here I just have this dependencies section with Selenium Java dependencies, the latest version as of now, and then the Selenium manager dependencies, the latest version, and nothing else. All the build section, plugin section is gone. This is my simple pom.xml for now, and this is working fine. Also, now if I go to my first test.java, you can see all these imports are resolved. Okay, also you can press Ctrl Shift and O on your keyboard to resolve the imports. If any unused imports are there, it will be removed, and whatever is needed will get added. So you can see here is what we need. The first statement is setting up a instance of WebDriver, and using this we will be doing all our actions. Like once we have set up this driver, once we have declared this instance, we can say driver.get to go to any website, and then we can also use it for other actions. I will tell you this step by step, all these scripts and everything, what it means. For now, once you have done this, you can save your project, and to run it you can do a right click, and you will find an option run as Java application. Okay, so let us see if it opens the browser and goes to this website selenium.dev. So I'll do a right click, run as Java application, and it should open a Chrome browser because we are using the Chrome driver here in our script. And let's just see. Yes, it is opening the Chrome browser, and it goes to selenium.dev, and it also quit the browser because we are using this. If I comment this statement, I will go here, click here, and press Ctrl+/ on my keyboard to comment this. And now if I run it again, I can again do a right click, or I can now run it from this run button. If you see, it will run our first test. So I can directly click on this run button, and now again it opens the Chrome browser and goes to selenium.dev, and now it is not closing it because we have commented this driver.quit. I will again go here and press Ctrl and / to uncomment and save using Ctrl S on my keyboard. So this is working fine. Okay, now let us see. If I go to this, we have seen this. If I go to the first script here, you can see here is write your first Selenium script, and it has 8 basic components. Okay, so we start the session using the WebDriver instance. We always use this WebDriver driver equals new, and here you can say Chrome driver or any other browser that you want to use. You can also check the full example on GitHub. It will be very handy. Whenever you are stuck, you can check the GitHub examples where it will show you the complete code, and you can always copy this or see it from here. Okay, and then so let us try this. I will create another file, another class within the same package. I will say new, and I will create a Java class, and here I will name it as, let us say, hello Selenium, and say finish. Okay, and here in this class I will first create a main method. I will say main Ctrl+/ main method, and then if I want, I can just say WebDriver, and if I press Ctrl/, you can now see it is saying, do you want to get this from this interface WebDriver? So if I say click here, you can also see it auto completes this and also imports this library or dependency from here. Driver equals new web driver. Okay, this is what we are. So here I have to use Chrome driver, so I can say Chrome. Again you can see if I'm using Chrome driver, it will get it from here. I'm pressing Control space to get all this option. Let us say if I say Firefox, I can get a Firefox driver as well. Okay, so for now I can say Chrome and Control plus space to get this option, and as I click here it auto completes this. I will use a semicolon at the end, and also we are getting the required dependency or required import added in our script. Okay, so this is how we do it, and all these 8 basic components. How do we start the session, how do we take action on browser, how do we request browser information, how do we establish wait strategies, find element, take action on element, like if there is a button on the web page, how do we find that button, and then if we have to take some action like click on the button, how do we do that, and then all this information, how do we end the session. So all this we will learn in the next session. I will also show you some features, functions and shortcuts, how do we find it, what we do to create a project, and what are the best practices. All this I will discuss in the next session. So I hope this was very useful. If you have any questions, you can let me know, and I will see you in the next session. Thank you for watching, and never stop learning.